Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Alpha Traders. Here's your next episode of Crypto and Clown World, coming to you live from the Crypto Caravan, stuck in Carson City, Nevada. Oh, it's a horrible life sitting in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains, right below the Tahoe Basin. Not really a captive. It's really hard to leave. Plus, I can't do anything with my property. It's covered with ice now, and the ground's frozen. Can't trench my electrical lines. Can't put a septic in. Oh, well, what are you going to do? So, got the volatility range estimator up. And when Bitcoin opened yesterday, right? And I was talking yesterday's stream. We didn't record it, but I was looking at the end of the day for Bitcoin to make a run back up to this first or second standard deviation up here, right? Or was that the first? My bad. Yeah, first standard deviation. It tried. And as the new day opened, it pumped, rejected that skinny white line there was the first 4-hour candle, 68.3 Laplace distribution range. Rejected from there, wicked down perfectly to the daily 68.3 Laplace distribution range, bounced in two 15-minute candles, wicked right to the top of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range. So, is normal and Laplace distribution, is this something that you can count on? 100%. If you can't tell what's happening here, I can't help you, right? The distribution is all that matters. And all day today, the distributions be getting popped. No matter if it was Laplace distribution, right? Rejection again, almost made it down, pumped up. It was working the 4-hour here, rejected from there and went back down to the 68.3 again. Then we had a bounce, worked its way right back up to the first standard deviation normal distribution, the blue cross line, right? And if you remember me talking yesterday in the stream, I was like, if price action went up into the monthly range and closed, the new daily would probably be up higher, right? It was going to move up higher. Instead, what happened? It dropped a little bit, right? Because it did not close up higher than that. So, but what I was saying though, that if it closed down here, that first standard deviation was probably going to be at the center of the monthly range. Man, was it close. So we got two wicks up there, right? Whoop, rejected from the 1SD. Another try, rejected at the 1SD. In the center of that monthly price action volatility range right there, I talked about this yesterday. There is a lot of overhead volatility. Bitcoin needs to get up above where? Bitcoin needs to get up and close some candles above like 41.4 area. And then BTC's data set will be above that. It is like it's a quagmire of volatility. Okay. It's going to be hard to get through this. But if the bulls push hard enough, they will get through there. Could have a big weekend. We got traditional markets have closed and they were up. Yep. Had a big day. Right. NASDAQ's still cooking a little bit. But yeah, SPY bounced big time. And we'll show you why. Why did SPY bounce and where it bounced? Well, it's hitting macro standard deviation and Laplace distribution levels on the current candles. And that's where the algos are sitting, waiting. Okay. So let me take a quick another peek here. So within the next couple hours, Bitcoin price action going in the weekend. If Bitcoin can climb up above the center of this monthly range, now, like I said, this is not going to be easy, but if Bitcoin can climb up $1,000 in the next couple hours and close up here in this range, could have a pretty good weekend, depending, right? Because we do have the center of the weekly, top of the weekly, top of the monthly. It's going to be hard to get by this area, but if they can close up here, I would probably think that I'm going to probably be back on the 90-minute to see if it can break up above that 68.3 projection. If it does, you're going to see price action this weekend start climbing up into these higher levels for sure. But that's depending, because I'm telling you right now, these bears, they're going to try to keep this price action down here. right? They don't want Bitcoin closing up here in the weekly and monthly price action volatility range. They do not. Let's go over here. Oh yeah. So look at the 4 hour. Where is Bitcoin rejecting from? That's the 99 length variance log moving average. Above there, we've got the reverse fissure, which if you look on the 12 hour, that reverse fissure on the 4 hour is almost in the same area as a reverse wave trend on the 12 hour. Okay. And that is all coinciding with the right around the top of those weekly and monthly price action volatility ranges. So Bitcoin's got to get back up above. And for people out there that are just watching the news and you're trying to trade on the news, you're going to get wrecked. You got to play the volatility. Right? The volatility is creating the news. But people don't realize when you don't trade volatility, you'll never get it. You'll never understand that. But that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Let's check its daily real quick while I'm over here. Rejecting off the bottom of the power mean band right now. One good thing, we got a nice bounce off the skinny white line here. That's the Gaussian mean of the deviation bands. So that's good to see. Closed yesterday's candle above it. Tried to dump down below it. Wasn't having it. Stayed up above. That's good going into the weekend. And even going into next week. Because we haven't had any really exciting weekends lately. Right? It's been a while. You can go back in time. It's been a while since we've had a lot of excitement on the weekend. Now, I'm not going to be like some YouTube Jimmies and be like, it's worthless trading on the weekend or blah, blah, blah. Because if you go down onto the 15-minute chart, there's plenty of volatility, right? Plenty of volatility on the 15-minute chart, no matter what day of the week it is. Now that we're back on the VRE, going into the weekend, this price action volatility range, not only is it going to move up, and that's a solid test of the top right there, in my opinion. So we don't have to worry about this area getting tested. Could it come down here? Sure, it could. But I'm just saying that range has been tested. The range is going to move up. And remember, yesterday I said this thing's going to probably widen in between about $800 and $1,000 range. It's exactly what it did. 162, 954. Yeah, it's about $800. Perfect. Right? Yep, $800. It's going to tighten up. It could tighten up a lot. We could see a couple $100 price action volatility range up in this area right here. That's why Bitcoin, these bulls want to keep this closed up above the daily 68.3 Laplace distribution range, because that's going to set in stone that the data set going into the weekend is going to open up above that range, just like it did today, right? We had that late push, boom. The bulls were trying to dump this thing down. And I remember talking in the stream that the top side of the 68.3 in the middle of the daily price action volatility range is probably going to kick price up, and it did. BTC's data set opened up the new day then above the new daily. Okay, and that's what you want. That's what you want. You want that daily volatility below the data set, even though that's why we're stuck right here, right? Bitcoin opened up above the daily, but it's sandwiched in between the weekly and the monthly on the top side, where there's a heavy load of volatility up there. So this baby's going to move up into like this range around the top side of the 68.3 and probably going to tighten up to $300 range, I would imagine, because this definitely ranged. There was no trend today, right? Had a couple. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't some nice trades, because there was, but it definitely ranged. And you can see it by that 90-minute chart I showed earlier, right? It's been ranging in that 90-minute projection in the 68.3. Good stuff. Yeah, for sure, say Ron. Mine too. Talk about it all the time. Love the 90. And there's a reason why. There's a reason why. 9, right? Powerful. 45. What's 4 plus 5? 9. There's reasons why. I mean, I remember back in the cave, I was messing around. I was playing with the 90-minute, the 45-minute. People are just like, what the fuck are you doing on those time frames, dipshit? Why aren't you on the hour and the 2 hour? And I'm just like, nothing to see here. Move along. You'll never get it anyway. You're all stuck in your traditional TA. So look at this weekly candle we're building here. I do like it, but is what I want throughout this weekend. At some point, Bitcoin needs to close a weekly candle above this mean, right? Somebody asked me, I'm pretty sure it was P-Funk yesterday, asked, why do I start my projections where I start them? I start them in places that have a significance to them. Like this over 50% drop here, price action was kicked back up by the 99.7 and then launched off the 95.4, right? To move back, had a little downplay. Now look at this move to the top side here. How 2 weeks in a row whipped right to the 95.4%. Got the all-time high, drop, had that massive drop, bounced from the bottom side of the 68.3. These projections, I like them. They're being respected. That being said, this is going to be a tough area to crack here at about the 44.5 region. If we can get a weekly candle closing above here, though, it's probably going to push to the top side of the 68.3. We're back up into the high 50K zone, right? A little over 57K to be exact. But then we got to get by the mean of this projection back here from the 60 to 29K drop. We get above there, this thing's probably going to push to the 95.4. We're going to see some new all-time highs above 100,000, what everybody's been waiting for. Whoops, we were waiting for it going into the end of the year, right? But of course, Diago's had something to say about that. Didn't happen. Now, did it? No, we got this right here. We got about 5 weeks left in the quarter. I said it the other day, and I am firm. I'm looking for at least this by the end of the quarter, this 57, 58K area to be tested again up here by the end of the quarter. You're like, well, why do you say that? Well, I'll show you why. You turn all this off. Now, so what's that? 45,347. Because here's the problem. If Bitcoin by the end of the quarter doesn't come up and create a bullish candle, which if we start climbing up and by the end of the quarter we're back up like right around here, that's going to be a massive bullish hammer. If this thing closes like this, guys, that's not a good candle. If you understand volatility is creating these and you know what those candles actually mean, right? That's a hangman, and that is not good. We could definitely go lower. We definitely could go lower. So we don't want to see that. We want to see by the end of March, we want to see this price action back up here around 57, 58K. Nice big bullish hammer. Let's continue. Let's move ahead. And then the second quarter of 2022 could be huge. But everybody's like, oh, war, oh, inflation. Good for Bitcoin. In my opinion, both of them are. War's not good for anything, but hey, man, we're talking about Bitcoin, and crazy Ivan over there is talking about Bitcoin and all kinds of shit, getting everybody, oh, whoa. I was cracking up reading some articles. Oh boy, what are we going to do with this crazy ass world? No, not at all, man. Sayron, cryptocurrency was supposed to be cryptocurrency, and all these fucking exchanges caved to the criminals that are in the IRS, right? The criminals that are in the Federal Reserve. They weren't supposed to do that. You're supposed to stick together as an industry, put your middle finger up to those idiots and say, screw off. This is what we do. But of course, they caved, right? And that's why all these exchanges are being regulated. That's what people don't understand. They're like, oh, cryptocurrency's being regulated. No, it's not. You can't regulate cryptocurrency, but you can sure regulate the exchanges that are providing are giving like access points for crypto. You know, all those on ramps where you change dollars, no matter where you're at in the world, where you're changing your currency into crypto. They're going to regulate those exchanges. That's what sucks. Those exchanges caved. It's bad for crypto, in my opinion. Trying to get their greedy little mitts and everything. And then, but at the same time, they'll talk about how only money launderers and criminals use cryptocurrency. Everybody knows what a crock of shit that is. The US dollar is used for more corrupt activities than anything in the world. And these are the people that are using it. That's why they don't like crypto, because they're getting away with all kinds of crimes using the US dollar. The governments, the Fed, they are the biggest criminals on the planet. The IRS, biggest criminals. I'm sure MJ's putting a little disclaimer in the video right now. I do not know this person. I just met him on the internet. Shit. Let's see here. Yeah, I do not want to see this quarterly candle close like this. But we need a bullish hammer. And that would look beautiful. All right, that would look real nice. But if we keep this in perspective, right, I've done this before. I mean, look at the quarterly chart since 2010. It's a beautiful thing. Bitcoin's a bull. It's done nothing but go up on the macro. Taking profit, taking profit, taking profit, taking profit. It's the only thing that's going on. Just taking a little profit. So while we're over here, here's what I want to see. Let me see something. I talked about this yesterday. Let's pop on SPY real quick. Yep, exactly what I thought was going to happen. Well, it's not there yet. Look for it at the beginning of next week, though. Where was that baby at? Hold on here. Yep, right here. That daily range never got tested. Okay. I'm looking for SPY to at least test up there in that 445 region coming into next week. What happens then? Yet to be seen. Here's one good thing, though. SPY closed above its weekly price action volatility range. The new one that's going to be coming in next week is going to be right in this area. So when if SPY comes down first, it'd be a great bounce point. It's probably going to be around 430. Bounce from there, make its way up to that 445 region. Then we'll have to see what happens there. Does it reject? Does it continue on? Yet to be seen. What does NASDAQ look like? Look where NASDAQ is right now, center of its weekly price action volatility range. Getting ready to close, right? Literally in what, half hour? Half hour, the CME closes up. If NASDAQ can close above its 1SD and above the center of the weekly, that's going to be good for NASDAQ as well, because NASDAQ will be closing above its new weekly price action volatility range. That's what you want to see, because then you get that you get that volatility below. You get that macro volatility below where the data set is. That's a good place for it to come down, bounce from, move onward and upward. When everybody's just thinking these markets are going to crash. Look, these stupid ass governments and the Fed and all this shit, they don't have much to hang their hat on. They do not want this market to crash. I'm telling you, everybody's like, oh, we're doomed. It's like, I don't see it that way. I do not see it that way. They're a bunch of crooks, all right? They want the market to go up, believe me. Let's see here. Pop over here. I just wanted to look at those, the VRE on SPY and NASDAQ, and they both will be opening up. Okay, 4 hours. What is going on here? And this is good. I talked about this yesterday, right? There was a little bit of hidden bear divergence on that 4 hour, right? We had that close where it was actually boop, 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 boop. You know what? That baby did turn around. I'm going to go back on what I said. That did not set up, and that's why we only had that little minuscule pullback. But on the 4 hour right now, we close above. We got to close above. It'd be nice if Bitcoin can make a run, close up above like 49.7 area, above this 99 length variance log moving average. It's been a little bit of a roadblock. Closing above the reverse wave trend going in the weekend. That's a good thing. But you can see what happened the last time we did that. And it just drove right back down through it, right? Even had a rejection, tried to make a move back up to it. But like I said, the 4-hour reverse Fisher, 12-hour reverse wave trend are right around in the same area, around the 41.5 to 41.8 region. So if this weekend, if we can get up there and close above that area, that is definitely good for Bitcoin. On the 4-hour as well, entropy is definitely highly correlated to the top side. Random though, random. Contracting contracting entropy percentile right now, breaking back down into negative correlation. That's good. Price action will probably walk up. And it's looking like the correlation of the volatility that is contracting at the moment is trying to turn back down. That would be good as well. See something here. Is this weekly? Remember I was talking about the weekly because it was setting up. I mean, we had all this bull div on the weekly, right? Boy, that did turn up. I was looking for this weekly returns oscillator to come down and bounce off the zero mean. Well, it's turned up along before that. Log return z-score just kind of hanging out in the middle. If we can get this weekly correlation on the volatility to contract or to head negative and contract the volatility, just like the entropy percentile is negatively correlated, all this price action on the top side could definitely happen for sure. Let's see here. And when don't we get is it a 2 day to day? Yep, we get a new 2 day today, and look at that 2-day candle. That's what I'm talking about. Close all the way back up here. Yeah, that's about yeah, right up there, right around 40K. Can you do it, Bitcoin? Create this just big massive bullish hammer going into the weekend. That'd be sweet. The 3-day closes tomorrow. I love that 3-day candle as well. Looks just like the 2-day. And we're getting a higher low too, which is always good. Let's see here. Yep, Lily and some hidden bull, popping off hidden bull. Love it, love it. Contracting entropy percentile, sloping down in a negative correlation. Z-score coming down, negatively correlated. And here's that. This is, I remember I was talking about, look at the freaking volatility drop off here on the 3-day. It's heading positively correlated. Mark my words. We get this new 3-day candle over the weekend and you get a massive spike in volatility like usually happens when you get a massive drop off. You get volatility coming in and it's positively correlated. This thing's on its way. Where is it on its way to? Let me reload this real quick. Breaking the mean of this projection, right? At about 44, let's just say 44.5, get up above. That would be a 2 SD move. Yep, 45.3. That would be great. If Saturday and Sunday we can go and pop this baby up into a 2 SD range and close this weekly candle above there, healthy for Bitcoin. No doubt about it. And if we get that new candle and then you see that volatility pop, it's already positively correlated. Good stuff. Good stuff. Look at the 3-day return oscillator. If you guys haven't figured out how to use this, look at the correlation. It is strong right now. Strong. That's what the blue is telling you, right? That you have a nice strong correlation of the read you're getting on the returns oscillator. It's going up hard. No divergence at all building. Got to get up above that 3-day reverse wave trend, and that's up there right around the 46K region. That'd be beautiful. All probabilities, though, right? Let's see here. What else can we take a peek at here? Oh, am I being hailed? Arr. Wait a minute. These fuckers better not buy my whale. Sorry, guys. I'm transacting. Okay. Anything you want me to look at? Zayron, Iscariot, MJ? Teaching MJ how to trade. Just kidding, just kidding. Gee, I'm going to go off the reservation here if I don't get any requests. Anybody want me to look at anything? Bitcoin's doing what Bitcoin's doing. I'm still a firm believer this thing's turning around. Yeah. NFTs. Let me take one more peek because we did get that new 5-day, right? Like I said, that's what we did not want to see. Let me put this on. Remember I talked about closing with that freaking hangman, which it did big time. So, and that's why you got to trade the volatility. Even though that created a hangman, lower time frames, the 2 and 3-day candles, powerful as hell. So that's telling me, hey, maybe that doesn't play out. But see, people using traditional TA or just trying to blindly trade these candle patterns, you're just going to get wrecked. Yeah, you see my tab up there? Hi, buddy. Got my good dog. Yeah. You want to help? You want to help, Daddy? Let's see. But I would like to see this 5-day candle get back up here above 45K. Just run it on them. That would be nice. Just to blow any of that hangman out of the water that could happen there. But like I said, the 3-day and the 2-day telling me something different, right? And this is where these people don't understand. They'll trade different hot macro time frames, but they don't know how to use a workflow to understand what's happening above them. They really don't. If you were to just look at that 5-day and you were a candle pattern trader, come on. We were moving so smoothly. There we go. You'd be like, this could be ugly. This could be ugly. Yeah, we almost did a candle backfill real quick. Now this thing, the bottom could just drop out of here. But then you drop down on the 3-day and the 2-day, it looks really good for that not to happen. So, especially when the entropy percentile on the 5-day is contracting, negatively correlated, right? This is going to have a lot to do with it. Look at the volatility percentile right at a 50%, positively correlated. We need volatility to pick up here. This volatility expands, good times. Because if that happens, you'll probably see this Z-score bounce off this 90% confidence interval to the top side, heading positively correlated. Then everything will match up with the entropy percentile. It'll be looking real nice. The fact that the correlation is decreasing to the downside, the dark pink, heading back into randomness, these are matching up, right? This is both telling me price action on this macro 5 day is going to move to the top side. These two are not yet. Why? Because the volatility needs to pick up. Then everything will match up. Because if this volatility expands higher than a 50%, you're going to see the Z-score bounce here and turn up positively correlated. Yeah. Luna, huh? Luna's a good project. Let me see. We're having a big day, are they? Apparently so. Hell, so is a lot of things. Jesus, Ave, huh? Ave up 12.4%. What's Sol do today? Just up 3.9, back over 92. Nice. I bought a bunch of Sol at $80, but I already spent it on NFTs. So what the fuck does it even matter? Forgot to tell MJ that. I also threw. So I promised myself I would not take any cash, put any more cash into the market for NFTs, and I lied to myself and put a couple grand. Let's see here. Okay, I'll check Luna. Whoop. Let's look at the daily. Shit. Hmm. Well, there's no divergence. Look at the outlier on Luna. This was somebody when I was explaining that distribution to him, they were like, well, how do you trade? What do you use? And I was like, well, I use variance. And then, of course, I opened up another fucking can of worms, had to explain to him what variance was. And it's all Greek. People don't understand these statistics. They just don't. They've never even heard of them. They don't understand at all. So you have to explain to them what variance is and then what an outlier is. Right. And then they're like, well, okay, yeah, well, if a variance, what's an outlier? And then it's a fat tail event. Then you have to explain what a fat tail event is. And it's just on and on and on. And it's just incredible when you realize how little people know about what real trading is all about. But what I am seeing on Luna, there's literally no div at all, which is good. Especially if Luna gets up here and hangs around underneath this daily reverse fissure up here. And you see this returns oscillator coming down, doing a bullish reset. Luna's not coming down and bounces here. Boom, good stuff. Actually, if it were to come down and create a lower low, create some hidden bull div, that could be even more powerful. Tell you what, this could be a good from what I'm seeing on some of these altcoins, I guess I'll call them blue chip alts, because a lot of them are up. We could have an interesting weekend. We really could. We haven't thrown a gap on those traditional boys in a while. Over in the CME land. Ah, is it now? Looking up through my bifocal. My God, I'm going blind. Fairly tight. Nice test, right? Right back here. Nice test to the downside. And this was just in the last couple of days. It was probably testing before. Let's see if price action stayed above it the whole time or if it was below. No, boom. It got up above it immediately during the beginning of the week. Had to drop down to that 68.3 right there. Been up ever since. Went all the way up to the center of the monthly. Boom. Drop back down to the center of the weekly. Whoop. Now look where it's at. Powerful. Above it all. Above it all. So the weekly price action volatility range definitely moving up. Moving up a lot too. Probably up in this range. Tell you what, going into the last few days of the month too, is there going to be a few? Man, you could get that weekly above the monthly. And considering the down move we had, a lot of the monthlies might drop a little bit. So all the weeklies will be above it. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, very powerful chart. Yes, sir. It is. I sat on this thing for a while. There was other people out there coding this indicator, but they were confused on what the hell it even was, right? Weren't even teaching it properly. Hell, I couldn't even understand the guy that fucking where I found it in the first place anyway. So there was a language barrier to begin with, but I could tell he was not using it correctly. And he was using it he didn't understand what he was looking at. Right? You'll get people from traditional TA and they want to call like volatility ranges pivots. Man, those are it's so confusing. It really irks me. And that way, and a lot of people don't pay attention to these areas because they don't understand that it's volatility ranges and how powerful they are and how all those areas will be tested at some point. So that's once you use this, just like Saron just said, powerful indicator, man. Very powerful. Yeah, Luna looks good. Luna looks real strong. Obviously, the variance is pretty damn high. I mean, I'm not saying it hasn't gone higher. Hello, look at the dump. Woo! Look at the outlier to the downside there. I mean, variance can rise. It's just never going to go below zero. It can go pretty damn high. But when you get an outlier on the log return Z score up above the 99% confidence interval, this thing's coming down. But you could just do a bullish reset on both these indicators right here, right? You could get Luna go sideways a little bit, and while the Z score and the return oscillator is resetting. The DLP, man, look at that strong move. And I think, yeah, was it? Yeah, Saron was asking me what the dots were. That's going to show you when there is an outlier with the log returns, right? Because this is log returns weighted with deviation. And so when there's a dot, you're having an outlier. And you can see it on the log return Z score as well too. When it turned blue. Powerful. And we all know what the variance when it has an outlier, right? That white variance line goes pink. It's positively correlated. Whoop, to the moon we go. Fun. Let's see what else is over here popping. Maddox still down at $1.50. Take a peek at Ave real quick because that bad boy is powerful project on Solana. Look at that freaking daily candle. Hello. It's a powerful daily right there. And all that's happening while the entropy is going into randomness, losing correlation to the downside. Z-score of historical volatility coming up from the dungeon, strong, positively correlated. Volatility expansion, significantly positively correlated. I'm surprised with that move. We don't see this entropy candle expanding. It's actually contracting. But it makes sense. The entropy is going back into randomness. If this was dropping into trend during this move, that's what's even more powerful. This thing could be getting ready to really pop. Especially got these fissures down here bouncing off of the second standard deviation band. DLP, I mean, building a nice candle to the top side. Let's see. I'll tell you what, though. There's multiple stabs of hidden bear divergence on the returns oscillator building. It's not on the Z-score of log returns, but yeah, it is. It's on everything else. Or at least on returns oscillator. Very interesting. See if there's div on the 4-hour. Try and tell you what, it's above the 4-hour wave train. Yeah, we got some bear div. Got some bear div on the 4-hour. It's only on the returns oscillator though. Having an outlier on the variance still. DLP's building. Contracting entropy percentile negatively correlated. Correlation for the entropy is building to the top side, dropping into trend. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Let me see here. It just hailed. Let me check something. Oh, I think it was just MJ. Win this, win that. I want this. I want that. Always asking. He's laughing right now. Thank God for Donnie and Van. They are the man. Everything you see here is because of those two guys. Because it's definitely not me and me, Yasha, MJ, or Andy coding these things. Although we all code a little bit. I can change short titles. I look at that code and my brain melts. I'll tell you that right now. Plus, it's hard. I don't know how the guys stare at all those lines of code, man. I mean, I got one eye, so it really affects me. I'll get a headache pretty quick. But yeah, shout out to those guys. Everything we got, everything you see here is because of them. We all have our little part. And you can see what happens when one of the cogs in the wheel disappears for a week and he goes off to Florida to have a vacation. Got nobody to record. We tried, but like Yash just said, that's why his minions do it for him. I get lost as hell too. I can't record to save my life, or I'd be recording him. I've got OBS, but something always fucks up on it. I can never get it right. It's incredible. I've had people try to help me. Doesn't matter. My brain just does not want to work like that. I don't know why. It just doesn't. It's okay though. That's why we all fill our role. We all fill our role. We got the recording man is back with the plan. Let's see here. Some of these alts look good. That's what I'll say. Doge, why don't you go back to a penny? Why don't you do that, buddy? Going back down there. God, Cardano's can't even break 90 cents, huh? It's up 5%. Gold made a nice little run. I mean, hell, it almost got to 2K, didn't it? Wasn't it like 1980, 1990 or something? Yeah, just for shits and giggles. I don't look at it much. Let's look at the VRE on gold. Just to have a little fun. Let's look at some shiny rocks. Sure that's not a scam?
Well, if it is, the whole team's in on it.
I'm not talking about gold. I'm talking about.
Oh, gold's definitely a scam.
Make sure MJ's not getting us into a rug. Oh yeah, look at gold just fell off that knocker yesterday. Wow, pumped up to almost 2K. What did it get up to? 1974 and shiny rocks fell off the cliff. Where'd it come back down to? I don't give a shit if you're trading freaking gold or fool's gold pyrite or Pokemon cards or whatever the fuck you trade. The VRE is powerful. Look at gold on that daily. 1, 2, 3, 4 standard deviation move. Went up to literally, look how tight the weekly range was on gold. $4. No wonder it pumped. No wonder it trended like this. Super tight weekly range. Does a 4SD move and then just rocket ships back down to where? The center of the weekly. Boop. Right? Center of the weekly. That's the monthly range. Beg my pardon up here. Monthly range. $4 monthly range on gold. The weekly a little wider for sure, but man, that dropped all the way down. Right to the center of the weekly bounce. Now it's just hovering right above it, inside it though. Interesting. Oh, poor gold bugs. Oh, poor little gold bugs. It is interesting to see. I'll tell you what holds up pretty well through all the dumps and everything. The problem is it doesn't pump when everything's pumping, is the FTT token. Dude, it's just always right around $40. No matter what. Even when we had that big dump. I don't think it got below 40. Let's see. Is that on the main? Oh, it is. It's coming. Announcements. Let me check this real quick. It's coming from Wellflower. Fantastic week. TikTok, Potok. Yes, give me a second here. Got to figure out how to get in this thing. I'll look at it when we're done. What MJ say? If you trade a lot, say Ron, 100%, man. 100%, because we're all about limit orders. All your taker orders are literally no fees if you stake 25 FTTs, man. It's a no-brainer. If you are full-time trading on that exchange, hell yeah, man. It's way worth it. Especially if you're doing some high money trades, right? If you're trading a Bitcoin and shit, fuck yeah. How do you react, MJ? So I don't have to read it. What do you got to do? Hit the freaking.
You got to go into the big whale chat, and then there's one of those little price things there. You just react to the little explosion thing like they usually have on this contest.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the giveaway bots in the big whale chat.
Yep. Yeah, giveaway bot. Yep, that's what I meant to say.
Where's it at? There it is. 55. Done. Everybody's pow-powing. Crazy people.
You know what? And if you win, I hate you. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
Did you hear me?
Ended on gold. Oh, that's brutal. Let's get back over here on Bitcoin. Take one more peek. Pumping, going into the end of the day. This could be a nice weekend. I'm telling you right now. Close inside, right? Yesterday could not close up inside the weekly. It's trying right now. I'm telling you, the bulls are going to try to, or the bears are going to defend this area. If Bitcoin can close the daily candle inside this weekly range, inside the bottom of the monthly. Here's the bottom of the monthly, bottom of the weekly. These bears are defending that area with everything they got. If they can close up in here, we could have a good weekend. If not, this thing could drop out a little bit. We'll have to see. But if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, we are Alpha Trading. We trade volatility, probability, and statistics. And some of us are NFT degens. So you got that going for you too. The link to our Discord is in the description. Come in, check out the shop channel. There's 2 different levels to our Discord to get you access to the Alpha Trading system. Open up a support ticket. Tell us what's on your mind. You can ask any questions you want. We'll be free to answer them. And I want to thank you guys for watching live in the Discord. And if anything significant happens this weekend, we might do a nice little live stream for everybody. Little bonus. But if not, we'll see you Monday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And wherever you're living on this big, beautiful blue marble, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, and evening. And we can all pray for everybody around the world that's in a middle of a damn war right now. Send our prayers to you guys. Everybody else have a great day, man. See ya.